Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Box. This episode is going to be about one of the most number one question that we get.
Yeah.
It's how I came out to G, or how has that affected our relationship? Obviously, G is the number one person that knew or I told at a very young age.
Yeah, I feel like there was a sense that, like, I didn't need to be told because I felt like I've always known.
Yeah.
And not necessarily, like, I've known, like, you have been gay your entire life, but, like, ever since we were young, you never liked dresses. You never liked, like, that's very stereotypical of me to say. But, like, I knew you never were interested in boys. Like, the way that I was interested in boys growing up, that was never you.
And I think that helped me realize I was gay. Like, I've known I was always gay. But what really started to make more sense is when G was hitting certain milestones and, like, having crushes and liking guys. And thinking all about that, like, as you do in adolescence and you talk about it with your friends. I never had that, like, oh my god, me too, I have a crush on this person. I do remember, though, forcing myself to have a crush on someone to try to see how that would feel or if that was what it was supposed to be like.
Yeah.
And I was wrong, but we can say that for a different time.
The, like, age I actually, like, knew, I think you came out to me when you were, like, 8 or 10. Yeah. 8 to 10. Like, I don't know exactly the age we were, but it was a lot earlier than when you actually came out to everybody else.
Yeah. I took a long time to be able to say it out loud. I know I've talked in previous episodes where it's very different to say you're gay and then to actually tell people you're gay.
Yeah.
Because you can know you're gay when you know. It's just very different when you actually have to say it to people because you don't know how they're going to take the news. And that can always be frightening. But I took a long time to be able to be like, okay, I know my friends know, I know my family knows, but no one wants to just assume. So I took it upon myself to, like, be like, okay, I actually really need to say it to be able to be fully out, even though I accepted it. So it took me a good amount of time to be able to be comfy enough to just tell family and friends. Another question is, like, what were your reactions or your thoughts from when I told you and then when I told friends?
Like, did I react differently? Or, like...
Well, there's, like, 13, 14-year difference.
Yeah. So, I guess, like, to be completely honest, I don't, like, remember exactly how you came out to me when we were younger. Like, I think you just said, like, oh, like, I just don't like dresses and I don't like boys the way you like boys. I think that was, like, a surface level of, like, kind of what you said. So, like, I kind of took it as, like, I already knew that. Like, I feel like I've already known that, and everybody in our family did. But I don't think I was at the age to understand what gay meant.
Yeah.
Because, again, like, we were 8 to 10 years old. So, like, when you said that, and you were like, oh, like, I don't even think you said I like girls. No. You're just like, I don't like boys the way that you like boys.
I could pick out who was attractive to me or who I was attracted to. But at that young age, it's nothing that you, like, as an adult have when you have a crush. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, a surprise appearance. Here is Minnie, the new addition to the little house. We have...
this is our roommate's
cat. Minnie. Say hello. Oh, you didn't have any reaction from when I told you when we were, like, 8 or 10, whatever that is.
Yeah.
All the way till I came out to our actual friends in, like, 2019.
So, like, because during that time span of you coming out to me and then, like, I think during, like, high school, like, you knew, I knew, some friends knew, but you didn't officially come out yet. And, like, I think internally I was like, come on, May, you just have to do it. Like, everybody knows, just do it already. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. But because we were in a private Catholic school, I was also worried. Like, I knew some of the gays that were in our class. Yeah. Obviously, my ex-boyfriend was part of that.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone is genuinely super nice. Like, I didn't hear or see anyone being mistreated because of their sexuality. So, like, that wasn't a worrisome for me. But obviously, like, in a private school, you don't talk about that. Like, some teachers in our school were not allowed to say she was married to a woman. So, like, those things and that, like, small little piece of, like, the voices in your head, like, okay, like, I know you want to come out. Mm-hmm. And I know you're waiting for your time. But god damn it is taking so freaking long because, like you said, I've known since we were 8-10 years old.
Yeah.
And so I was just waiting for you to come out and say it because I'm just like, if I could come out for you, I would have come out for you.
I think what really not held me back, but was part of the reason that it took me so long to come out is because we were in private school.
Yeah.
You know, and I know no one got really, no one was really treated horribly by their sexuality or for their sexuality that I know of, where we went to high school. But I did hear murmurs and stuff around where, like, even the faculty couldn't come out or talk about their life. And for me, hearing that, I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to come out and be happy about something and that's who I am, to just be told you can't talk about it, you can't talk about your girlfriend if you have one, you can't. So I think I just waited until I was out of high school at least, because college, yeah, we went to a private college, but there's so many more queer people in college.
There was even, like, support groups and, like, clubs.
Yeah, exactly. So it made me feel a little bit more welcomed and able to speak about my sexuality at this college, just because there were so many more people just like me, and there was actually visible clubs and things to be a part of and activities that celebrated the queer community.
I also feel like in general, when you go off to college, you start a whole different life stage.
Yeah.
And so you meet people in the same life stage as you. I feel like that aspect of moving onward into a different life stage helps so many people because you're away from what you used to know and now can start something that you want to start. And I think, like, UP gave, at least the queer community, a space, a loving and open space.
Yeah.
And all the professors also were very accepting and, like, talked about it regularly. It was topics in classes. Like, it wasn't so sheltered like high school.
Yeah. To, like, the next part, did me coming out to you at all affect our relationship?
I don't think it affected it really at all, other than, like, when I would see, like, because from 10 to 19, which is 9 years, right?
Yeah.
I could never feel comfortable being like, oh, May's staring at a girl, like, should I even bring it up and be like, is that your type or not? Like, because, again, I didn't know if you wanted people to know. And two, again, we were in high school. I wasn't going to bring, like, a spotlight on you if you didn't want it.
Yeah.
And so, like, in college, when we finally, like, you came out and made it clear that to everybody, I was now, like, and every time you were looking at a girl, like, now you're not because you're in a relationship. But, like, previously you would show me girls and I'll be like, oh, this is what, like, we were missing out on in our relationship.
As sisters.
Yeah. Because, like, we talk about everything. But I felt like we couldn't talk about, like, our types or the people that we would date because you weren't fully out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But now, obviously, every time I'm like, oh, she's cute. Like, is that your type? Or, like, because when you were trying to find your type.
Yeah.
But now, like, I know your type and I know your girlfriend, and it's completely switched 360. So, like, it's really funny how types aren't sometimes like what you think it is.
Oh, yeah, no. We can do a whole nother video on that. But,
yeah. But overall,
foreshadowing, literally, my type is literally not the person
you were going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, in just that aspect, I think it changed, other than, like, we were able to talk more about relationships.
Yeah, I agree.
And, like, have deeper thoughts about, like, where do you see your future going with someone.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, other than that, I don't think it changed at all.
I don't think so either. I don't think there was a negative one. There wasn't a huge positive one.
Mm-mm.
Other than that aspect of, like, telling your siblings who you're dating or who you think is cute, who are you talking to, who are your crush.
I think, like, you opened up more once you fully accepted it.
Yeah.
And I was willing to listen because I've always wanted to talk about, like, boyfriends and, like, relationships with you. I just don't think we were ever, like, one, we were never in relationships at the same time.
Yeah, no. I don't think we have.
No. And then two, I didn't know how to talk about, like, your type and, like, talk about relationships or dating in general until you came out.
Yeah.
So, that's what I think changed, or if anything.
So, all in all, yes, G knew I was gay literally 9 years before other people.
Yeah.
Or before I told people.
Yeah.
Obviously, family and friends picked up pretty easily and pretty quickly. But the thing that held me back the most was just me being comfortable with it. Like, for us, I don't know what this next generation behind us is, but you know how they're all, like, already dating or in relationships and whatever? But when we were going through high school, I wasn't searching for women or for a girlfriend or anything. That wasn't really on the top of my list.
Yeah.
So I guess we never really hit that point in our life where we were searching.
Yeah, and there was
so
no
we never
pressure.
really talked about it.
There was also, like, no pressure in dating.
Yeah, no.
So, like, I think we put our priorities on education and sports and friendships more than, like, let's get a boyfriend for a dance, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that was never on my mind at all. Far from it, actually.
Same.
Because, like, I wanted to be an A student. I wanted a 4.0 in most classes. I wanted, like, to be on the dean's list. There were so many other aspects I wanted to do, and college acceptance was so stressful for me because I was like, oh, I'm not smart enough, or I didn't take enough AP courses. So, like, that was on my mind. It wasn't boys and dances.
Yeah.
But I did go to dances, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I need a boyfriend to go to a dance. Yeah, like May said, I did know. She told me, but it was nonchalant the first time. And then from there, I kind of was just waiting for her to tell.
And ever since, she's always had input on every single relationship I've had.
And I've always been right.
Yeah. We can dive deeper into those if you would like. I don't know how messy that would be.
Do you want to dive into those?
No, it's okay. Well, maybe. It depends how much they want it. But that's all that we have for this episode. Thank you for the person who asked this question. If you have any other questions that you would like for me to answer, G to answer, or anything about our life, make sure you leave a comment and stay tuned because my girlfriend's coming into town and I think her very first appearance will be on a podcast.
That should be interesting. I'm excited. Maybe I should, like, get some burning questions. So if you guys also have some burning questions for May's girlfriend or just topics related to her and you want to know more about their relationship, let us know and maybe I'll interview you both for a podcast because I'm genuinely
that would be fun.
Interested in some of your questions as well, but also you bring questions that I never would have thought to ask.
Yeah.
So if that is something that you guys would like a podcast episode on, leave a comment down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep on listening, keep on loving, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Guys.